When you want your spring break to feel like... and your kids' pool day to feel like... and your hotel bed to feel like... ooh, and room service to feel like... because at Hilton, hospitality feels like...
Your cabana's ready. Would you like fresh towels?
It matters where you stay. Book now at Hilton.com. Hilton, for the stay.
Excuse me! Taxi!
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Isn't that a beautiful song?
It is absolutely beautiful. And by the way, I'm laughing because I'm hearing here on Cats and Cosby in the Morning Sun, you've had a long day, which started this morning, right,
I
John?
started this morning. I went with John Samuelson, and I spoke before his group of Transport Workers Union. Had a couple of hundred people in there.
Fabulous.
And I enjoyed talking to them. And John Samuelson will be coming in, I believe in a little while. He'll be live in the studio with us.
And then you were at the parade with Greg Kelly.
God, with Greg Kelly.
And Sid?
Sid Rosenberg and Greg started, but it was so cold. I ended up being the relief team.
Oh no!
And Jake came, Novak, and James Flippin came, and Greg Kelly lasted it. He made it all the way through.
Well, he's a Marine.
I came in about
he's a Marine.
1:30 and stayed till the end at 3:00, and it was the coldest day I ever had.
It was cold and windy. At least it was sunny. At least it wasn't raining.
Irish whiskey. They didn't tell you that? That's why they're all drinking Irish whiskey.
Is that the reason I was so cold? I should have had that.
Keeps you warm.
That's it. I knew I made a mistake.
No, but it was a busy parade, though, right? Because the Irish people should be hardy. They're pretty used to tough conditions.
Let me tell you something. It was a tough day. Only the Irish could survive.
Well, I feel like I survived because I had to deal with the subway today, thanks to the parade.
Unlike the Italians, they don't cancel a parade, the Irish, okay? They always have their parade, no matter what the weather is.
Rain, sleet, snow, or shine.
And that's from Mike Sapricone. That's right, with the Italian parade.
With the Columbus Day parade, that's right. What a terrible year for us that was.
Now, at least the Italians, you guys got cars. You guys got buses. We had the trolley there. And when it got too cold, we jump on the trolley and turn on the heat. The Irish don't believe in cars. They don't believe in anything.
They have horses. Horses and
I didn't see any horses.
some whiskey. Okay?
I did not see the horses. I didn't see the horse crap in the streets.
Oh, well, then they must have been well-trained horses.
And let's go to Judge Weinberg and find out how the Jews are doing.
Jews are fine because we have the parade in warm weather.
Yeah. And I was going to say the Poles do too. Usually ours is like first in October.
In June, huh?
Right. Yeah, that's right. You do June. Yeah, we should move ours a little bit earlier.
And we got the Irishman with us today. We have Peter King, and he is, he is the Irishman. Is Peter on?
Yes,
Congressman
he is.
Peter King.
Yeah, Peter, what are you feeling today on of course, St. Patty's Day?
Well, I'm just wondering why you guys are taking advice from Tony Carbonetti on how to
I married Irish, remember?
Listen, we don't have a single Irish person in the studio right now. I mean, what's wrong with us?
But I'm wearing green, and you have a
John
scarf.
Samuelson's coming later.
Yes, and now we have Peter, so thank goodness we fit our quota. Go ahead.
We're starting with an Irishman, ending with an Irishman.
Right, see, so we feel Irish. Everybody feels Irish today, right, Peter?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the way it should be. It was a great day. I was actually at Archbishop Hicks's first luncheon, St. Patrick's luncheon. I was with him at the cathedral. I was talking to him on the steps of the cathedral. Seems like the first time I met him, a very engaging guy. Bruce Blakeman was with me, and so Bishop Brennan from Brooklyn was there. Also, pastor of my church, Father Joe Fitzgerald was there. It was a very friendly gathering. And I was not there when the Archbishop met the mayor at on the steps of the cathedral. I was inside when they were at the luncheon. Everyone seemed to be getting along, and to me, it's a good step forward. I still have real issues with the mayor, but I think that it's up to the Archbishop, not up to the Archbishop, but it's within his province to try to work out at least a working relationship so that things can go forward without anyone sacrificing what we believe in or principles. And that, in my case, realizing that to me, I have serious differences with the mayor. Not that he cares, but I do.
Wow. Yeah. You know, one of the things I saw today, Peter, speaking of Irish, I was telling John earlier, I was watching the press conference today at the White House, and there was the Irish prime minister sitting there. They're doing a big event at the White House tonight. And next to him, of course, was Trump, who was, leading the whole show at the White House. And the reporters were asking about Iran. And he said, you know what? Europe, you're not stepping forward. NATO, you're not stepping forward. We don't need you on the Strait of Hormuz. We can do it alone. I was basically testing you.
Well, we said that yesterday.
Yes.
That we don't need Japan's battleships. We don't need France's battleships. What Trump was doing is testing them.
Testing loyalty.
Give us the rest of the story.
Yeah, testing loyalty. Exactly. Testing loyalty. So he was essentially, and he said it publicly, just exactly what John was predicting yesterday, that testing the loyalty of all these countries. And Peter, it was an interesting moment because there's the prime, and he started going off on UK, Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who's been, I think, a Neville Chamberlain more than a Winston Churchill. That's
no
for
Margaret
sure.
Thatcher, Churchill, he.
Yeah, he's sure not, Judge. And so, Peter, there you see the Prime Minister of Ireland, I guess he's not so bad, but it's an interesting dance, Peter. But it's interesting to see where Europe. Apparently, President Trump said everybody's thanking him for going after Iran, but they don't want to help.
And, he said, we will remember.
Yeah, and he said, we will remember.
We will remember.
Exactly. That's right, Mike. He said, we will remember those who stepped forward and those who didn't. Good point, Mike. Peter.
Yeah, well, from a diplomatic point of view, the president, I think, should have consulted more with Europeans beforehand, just for diplomatic purposes. Having said that, the fact is they know, and everyone knows, that what the president is doing has to be done. Iran cannot be allowed to go forward the way they were, the way they intended to do, and the path they are on. So the president's doing it had to be done. And also the Strait of Hormuz does have to be open. We probably can do it on our own. It would help if they were there. But the president is right in pointing out that they will benefit from this more than we will. I mean, to me, it's important to our national security, but Europe will benefit from it more than us. We have our own energy supplies. Where is England going to go to? Russia to get it? I mean, there's no. They really are being very short-sighted. I think their feelings are hurt. I expected more from the British, though, because they have been close allies. And I'm saying that on St. Patrick's Day. But the British have been very close allies to the United States. The French, you never know what to expect. I mean, they very seldom follow through.
Yeah, they said they weren't going to come through. By the way, Peter, I have a question for you. President Trump, we were talking about this yesterday. President Trump came forward and said that a former president said to him, thank goodness, I wish I had done what you're doing now on Iran. And then they said, was it Bush? And he said no, but he kind of wouldn't go any further. Who do you think it was,
definitely
Peter?
Not Biden.
Yeah, definitely wasn't Biden. I don't think it was Obama. What do you think, Peter? We're helping you.
If it actually happened, the only logical suspect is Bill Clinton. But the guy who would know that is John Catsimatidis. He and Bill Clinton are very close friends. So John has to be on close now and try to figure this out.
The last time I sent Bill Clinton the interview we did together about him, he loves you.
Oh no! I had a good relationship with President Clinton. I think he was underestimated. John, you're right, though. I mean,
he had common sense.
Absolutely. I mean, whether we agreed or disagreed with individual policies, the fact is he kept the country going in the right direction, and you never had to worry about the country being either sold out or being weakened. So,
and the old expression we had, you didn't have to worry about a violin playing behind his back. He knew what the heck was going on.
No, he definitely did. In fact, one difference, and I'm not being critical of President Trump in saying this, but I wonder how much research President Trump does going into these summit meetings. I think Bill Clinton must have read every book, every briefing paper, everything in sight. He was one of the most well-read, well-rounded presidents of all. Now, he wasn't perfect. He had some self-inflicted wounds, but as far as intelligence and knowledge and really dedication, he was a very good president.
Well,
Great.
and a Rhodes Scholar, right? Rhodes Scholar too. So,
absolutely,
smart guy. And although President Trump certainly has a lot of life experiences too, there is no doubt about that. Peter, we love having you on. We couldn't think of a better person to start St. Patrick's Day than with you.
Well, great. Well, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody, including Tony Carbonetti.
What about his wife, who's Irish? Can we?
That's what saves him. That's the only reason I even acknowledge Tony, you know.
Pete, she's been at Dorian's since 11 a.m. I can't figure it out.
And his brilliant daughters, too. So anyway, what are you going to do? There you go.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Peter.
Peter.
We love you.
Take care, Pete.
Thank you, Peter.